Today, we're lifting the lid on 5 yogurt brands that British shoppers should be far more cautious about. We're breaking down one of the most successful supermarket illusions in the UK, the belief that those glossy, pre-packaged, good-for-your-gut dairy products are some kind of nutritional miracle. Because the moment you turn the packaging over and read what's actually inside, the shock hits harder than a rising energy bill. For years, millions of people in the UK, especially those trying to eat cleaner or improve digestion, have been reaching for probiotic bottles, fat-free pots, 0% Greek-style tubs, kefir drinks, and fruit yogurts, under the assumption that they're doing their bodies a favour. But what if the items that seem the most pure are actually the most heavily engineered? The yogurts carrying buzzwords like light, Greek-style, no added sugar, organic, probiotic, and fat-free often come with the longest, most complicated ingredient lists. That is not a coincidence. When manufacturers strip out fat, remove natural sugars, or try to transform a thin dairy base into something rich and dessert-like, they don't magically improve the product. They replace what they removed with something else. And once you look closely at those replacements, modified starch, thickening agents, stabilisers, artificial sweeteners, emulsifiers, artificial flavours, and fruit preparations that barely qualify as fruit, the healthy yogurt fantasy falls apart. These brands understand their audience perfectly. They're targeting shoppers who want something light, easy to digest, and simple, something that appears wholesome. But what you're actually getting is complexity in disguise, dressed in clean colours and pretty fruit pictures. So today, we're taking apart 6 popular supermarket yogurts and yogurt drinks that look harmless at first glance, but once you examine the details, you'll never be fooled by their packaging again. 1. Light and free, strawberry Greek style, 0% fat, 0% added sugar. This is one of the best examples of how packaging can sell you a fantasy. If you only look at the front of the pot, you'd assume you've found the holy grail of yogurt: fat-free, no added sugar, Greek style, no artificial flavours, bright colours, clean fonts. It feels like a smart choice. But truth is rarely printed on the front. It hides in the ingredients. The phrase Greek style is the key trick. In the UK, that term means nothing close to real Greek yogurt. It doesn't have to be strained, doesn't need to be naturally thick, and has none of the traditional methods that give authentic Greek yogurt its dense body and rich flavour. It simply needs to look like it. So if a company removes fat and doesn't strain the yogurt, how do they make it thick? They add things. Inside the pot, you'll find oligofructose, a fibre added to mimic sweetness and texture. Modified starch is used to rebuild thickness. Carrageenan and other stabilisers are added to stop watery separation and give that gel-like structure. That firmness is not from milk quality or traditional processing, it's artificially created. Then come engineered strawberry flavours, not from fruit, but from compounds designed to make your brain think strawberry. And because there's no real sugar left to balance flavour, the pot relies on sucralose or acesulfame K to create a sweetness that feels natural. So while the pot looks like something from a health retreat in Santorini, the inside is a chemistry experiment built to resemble real Greek yogurt without having to produce it. 2. Muller Light Toffee Fat-Free Yogurt. This one has been a British diet culture favourite for decades. It's advertised as the guilt-free option, the everyday indulgence that won't harm your waistline. The phrase fat-free holds a psychological grip. It feels responsible, safe, and disciplined. But once again, the ingredient panel exposes the illusion. Remove milk fat from yogurt and you don't just lose calories, you lose the creaminess, the richness, and the flavor. The only way to bring those qualities back is to rebuild them with additives. Muller Lite is a textbook case. You'll find modified maize starch and pectin to recreate thickness. Then there's the flavoring. The tub says toffee, but it's not toffee made with butter, cream and sugar. It's a chemical approximation of toffee designed to trick your tongue. Older versions relied on aspartame. The modern recipe uses sucralose or acesulfame K, sweeteners that create dessert-like taste without any real dessert ingredients. The end product is something that looks like yogurt and tastes like dessert, but is held together with thickeners, sweeteners, acidity regulators, artificial colors, and lab-produced flavors. It's a facsimile of yogurt wearing a toffee costume. 3. Actimel Strawberry Cultured Yogurt Drink. Almost every home in the UK has seen this tiny bottle before. For years, Actimel has been presented as the friendly little daily shot that keeps your immune system strong and your gut balanced. People treat it like a gentle, trustworthy routine, a small health ritual. The branding supports that image perfectly. Soft colors, strawberries on the label, and promises of vitamins. But flip the bottle around and the tone changes immediately. After yogurt and skimmed milk, the next 3 ingredients aren't fruit or beneficial cultures, they're sugar, liquid sugar, and dextrose. 3 separate sweeteners appear before strawberries are even mentioned. When fruit finally shows up, it's only 2.1% of the entire product. Nearly everything about the taste is reconstructed using modified starch, acidity regulators, synthetic flavorings, and vitamin additives. Actimel sells itself as a health support drink. In reality, it behaves far more like a sweetened dairy pudding, and that's exactly how it tastes. And if you're tempted by the 0% fat, 0% sugar version, assuming it must be the healthier pick, here's where things get interesting. Removing fat and sugar doesn't make a drink cleaner. It typically forces companies to patch it back together using additives. The ingredient list on the sugar-free bottle begins with yogurt, water, and skimmed milk, followed by laughably small amounts of fruit. 1.7% raspberry and 0.35% cranberry. After that, the reconstruction begins. Modified starch for thickness, pectin to stop watery separation, artificial flavors to fake a strong fruit taste, and sweeteners like sucralose and acesulfame K to mimic the natural sugars that are no longer there. So the regular Actimel is essentially a flavoured dairy dessert in tiny doctor-branded packaging, and the 0% version is a lab rebuild of the same drink. Different marketing, same illusion. 4. Activia Kefir Strawberry Gut Health Drink. This one preys on tradition. Kefir has existed for centuries. Real kefir is fermented slowly with kefir grains, naturally tangy, slightly fizzy, and naturally probiotic. No syrups, no additives, no shortcuts. But supermarket kefir is a different creature entirely. Check the back of the bottle, and the second ingredient after milk is sugar. Not bacteria cultures, not fermented milk, not fruit, sugar. That tells you everything.
Real kefir is tangy because of fermentation.
This version is sweet because the process has been shortened and compensated with additives. Then look at the fruit. Big, juicy strawberries are plastered across the packaging, yet inside there's only about 1% strawberry puree. The rest is flavor chemistry designed to simulate fruit. To rebuild texture, modified starch is added to create thickness and smoothness, the kind of mouthfeel kefir normally develops naturally. Add on acidity regulators, flavor compounds, and extra bacteria added post-processing, and you get a dairy drink that merely pretends to be kefir. It's not a fermented health drink, it's a sweetened yogurt beverage wearing a probiotic costume. 5. Activia, peach, fat-free, no added sugar, gut health yogurt. This brand plays the adult in the room role. Activia markets itself as sensible, responsible, and digestive friendly. The green packaging, the gut health slogan, and the calm branding make shoppers feel like they're buying the mature choice. See peach on the front and you imagine real pieces mixed into creamy yogurt. But what you're actually getting is a fruit mixture, peach puree, concentrated juice, glucose, fructose syrups, stabilisers and flavour compounds. Not whole fruit, not fresh fruit. Just an engineered fruit substitute designed to cling to the yogurt and taste convincing. And once fat and sugar are removed, the yogurt loses body and flavour, so the company rebuilds them artificially. Like the previous brands, Activia leans on acesulfame K and sucralose to deliver sweetness while keeping the no added sugar badge intact. The result isn't a simple fruit yogurt. It's a layered formula of stabilisers, fibres, sweeteners, acidity regulators, and lab-made flavourings, dressed up to look natural and digestive friendly.